Welcome to the National Center for Homeless Education's online training entitled Homeless with Homework, An Introduction to Homeless Education. This training is presented by NCHE Program Specialist Christina Dukes, and including the optional quiz lasts approximately 14 minutes. NCHE online trainings are supported through a contract with the U.S. Department of Education's Student Achievement and School Accountability programs. In this presentation, you will learn important introductory information about homelessness in the United States, such as how many people in the United States are homeless, what are the main causes of homelessness, and is homelessness a fringe issue? You will also learn about the educational challenges faced by homeless students and the educational rights of homeless children and youth under the federal McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act. You will have the option to take a quiz to test your learning of the material presented, and you will be provided with access to additional resources for more information. In the busyness of life, it is often difficult to see beyond our daily reality of going to work, perhaps caring for our children, fixing a meal, heading for bed, and getting up the next day to do it all over again. Unless we are confronted directly by something outside of our daily life, we frequently fail to see that it exists. It is often this way with homelessness. Unless we are confronted directly with homelessness, we may not give it much thought or realize the extent to which it exists. It is estimated that each year between 2.3 and 3.5 million people in the United States will experience homelessness. Of this, between 900,000 and 1.4 million will be children. And given that these statistics from the Urban Institute are several years old, the devastation and resulting homelessness caused by hurricanes in recent seasons would make these numbers even higher. This reality may be surprising for those who have primarily seen homelessness as a phenomenon limited to the occasional single man with an addiction problem or a mental illness. This view of homelessness, however, does not reflect the changing demographics of homelessness in the United States, including a steady rise in homelessness among families with children. After looking at these numbers, one may want to know what causes homelessness. The main cause of homelessness is the lack of affordable housing. The most widely used definition of affordability is for a household to spend no more than 30% of its annual income on housing. Families who spend more than 30% of their income on housing are considered cost-burdened and may have difficulty affording necessities such as food, clothing, transportation, and medical care. Sadly, many workers' wages simply have not kept pace with the rise in the cost of housing in the United States. A family with one full-time worker earning the minimum wage cannot afford the local fair market rent for a two-bedroom apartment anywhere in the United States. Today, the national housing wage for a two-bedroom unit is equivalent to $15.37 per hour. However, the median hourly wage in the United States is only about $14 per hour, and more than a quarter of the population earns less than $10 an hour. The lack of affordable housing is often enough to cause homelessness. Many families, however, deal with additional difficulties that may contribute to their vulnerability, including the declining value of public assistance, unemployment, domestic violence, serious illness, mental health issues, and addiction. There are also young people living on the streets or bouncing between friends' homes, also known as couch surfing, without the support of a parent or other caring adult. Youth not in the physical custody of a parent or guardian are known as unaccompanied youth. The primary causes of homelessness among unaccompanied youth include physical or sexual abuse in the home, neglect, parental substance abuse, and family conflict. Many people view homelessness as a fringe issue affecting only certain kinds of people on the edges of society. As mentioned in a previous slide, however, this view of homelessness is not supported by the changing demographics of homelessness in the United States, which includes a steady rise in homelessness among families with children. In thinking about the issue of homelessness, consider the following questions. Could you ever experience a flood, fire, tornado, hurricane, earthquake, or other natural disaster? Could you ever suffer from a long-term illness or accident without proper health benefits or other compensations? Do you live in a household with only one full-time wage earner? Are you behind on any bills? Are housing costs in your area increasing faster than wages? Does anyone in your family struggle with addiction or mental illness? Could you ever face extreme financial difficulty without family or close friends available to come to your aid? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not immune to homelessness. These questions are not meant to create alarm, but rather to spread awareness that people experiencing homelessness are people just like you and me. They desire financial stability and a secure home, but have confronted difficult circumstances without sufficient resources to overcome the situation and remain housed. Children experiencing homelessness face significant challenges. High mobility, precarious living conditions, and poverty combine to present serious educational, health, and emotional difficulties. Consider these facts. At least 20% of homeless children do not attend school. Within a year, 41% of homeless children will attend 2 different schools. 28% of homeless children will attend 3 or more different schools. With each change in schools, a student is set back academically by an average of 4 to 6 months. Children experiencing homelessness often feel like outsiders and have difficulty maintaining friendships due to frequent moves. Their lives feel out of control, and they may experience anxiety, depression, or both as a result. Many homeless children lack basic school supplies and a reasonable environment in which to do homework. Unaccompanied youth experiencing homelessness confront these and other challenges associated with homelessness without the support and guidance of a caring adult. It is clear that homelessness can have a severely detrimental effect on many aspects of a child's life, including education. These challenges, what can be done then to protect the educational access of homeless children and youth? During the 1980s, the federal government recognized the magnitude of the problem of homelessness within our country, and more specifically, the increasing incidences of homelessness among families with children and unaccompanied youth. To address this issue, Congress passed the Stuart B. McKinney Act. This law was most recently reauthorized as the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act, also known as Title X, Part C of the No Child Left Behind Act. Under the McKinney-Vento Act, the following definition for homeless is given. The terms homeless children and youths means individuals who lack a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. The definition then continues to give examples of specific populations that are included in this definition due to their residence not meeting the fixed, regular, and adequate standard. This includes children and youth sharing the housing of other persons due to hardship, living in motels, hotels, or campgrounds, living in emergency or transitional shelters, that have a primary nighttime residence that is a place not designed for human habitation, such as bus or train stations, and migratory children who qualify as homeless because they are living in one of these circumstances. Once a child is qualified as homeless according to the McKinney-Vento definition, the child is eligible for the protections provided by this federal law, including the right to immediate enrollment in school, even if lacking paperwork normally required for enrollment, the right to attend school in the school of origin, if this is requested by the parent and is feasible, or in the school in the attendance area where the family or youth is currently residing. The school of origin is defined as the school where the child attended when permanently housed, or the last school attended. These students also have the right to receive transportation to the school of origin if this is requested by the parent. The law also guarantees homeless students the right to services comparable to those received by housed schoolmates, including transportation and supplemental educational services. The right to attend school along with children not experiencing homelessness. Segregation based on a student's status as homeless is strictly prohibited. and the posting of homeless students' rights in all schools and other places around the community. These two slides are only a quick overview of the educational rights of children and youth experiencing homelessness. For more detailed information, visit the NCHE website at the web address listed on your screen.